You guys good?
Cool. Yes, sir.
Alright, cool. Alright, I'm gonna clap and then we'll go. They love the clap.
Inappropriate.
No, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I just meant earlier they were like, they're freaking out when I clap. That is not. That was.
If you didn't smirk afterwards,
I did not smirk. You smirked. I did not smirk. Music Matters. We're here today with Me Plus Two. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm on top of the mic. I appreciate you guys doing this.
Oh, thank you for having us.
It's funny, like, doing this, looking at you like this, because I feel like I'm looking like three of the same person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, we look the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
Yes. That is us.
Like, that was so crazy to me when Straight told me about your guys' music and everything. Like, just learning that you were sisters and making music together. I feel like that's such a unique thing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. How did you, like, start? Like, in the very beginning and everything, like, obviously you were sisters before you made music together, but were you always making music together, or how'd that come about?
We started off as dancers, actually. We were all on different teams competing in, like, jazz, contemporary ballet. And then we went into more, like, the hip-hop scene, breakdancing. And then, I don't know what happened.
It got old.
I know for me.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie.
I think it definitely, like, there was always some sort of feeling past dancing. Like, I don't know. I just felt like dance was not enough.
Yeah, that was not the end-all, be-all.
Yeah.
And I think one of the big things was, like, we got to do a Chris Brown video, and then we got, like, acknowledgement from Missy Elliott, and that was, like, all we needed. Like, that was, like, basically it. So
That's,
we
like,
were
some life-changing shit.
Yeah, and we were like, well.
Like, I got all I needed from it. Like, that was my medal. Like,
It was like, well,
you just die after that.
Yeah,
That's
like,
the
I
end
just
of the
passed
moment.
away. Basically, I can go die.
Yeah.
So you guys got an opportunity dancing in a Chris Brown video, you said?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And then how long after that did you start making music?
Probably the next year or the same year.
It was, like, directly after, actually.
Yeah, I think it was November of 2016 and, like, 2017.
Oh, so you guys have been at this for a long time, huh?
Yeah, it's getting crazy. Like, people ask me how long have you been making music, and now I can say, like, almost 5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's good.
How do you feel like your talent, or not your talent, but just your skills compare now to how when you first started making it?
Skyrocketed. Like, there's such a big difference.
Different people.
We started off making music in our guest room and, like, behind, like, a closet door with GarageBand and podcast mics.
No, I remember once we didn't even have headphones. Like, the first song we recorded, Drop was pressing the space bar.
You
like,
could hear it.
Like, she would press the space bar, come back
For
and
timing?
record.
Yeah.
And I was walking, so
That's
I was
so
going
funny.
I was at the laptop, click it, walk back to the
There's
mic.
people who swear by recording with the spacebar method, like, to this day.
I don't know what we were thinking. That's not the
We just
method
didn't
I
know.
would
We
go
were
by.
basically teaching ourselves.
So when you started, you were doing all your own production, you were doing all your own recording, everything.
Yes.
So how long after that did you eventually get to a place where you were recording with other people and, like, not doing everything yourself?
Yeah,
We stumbled through a couple of studios. There was, like, a couple of places that just, you could tell it was like they know how to work the hardware, but it's just like
they don't work with us. We don't work with them.
We didn't collaborate with the actual person very well. Their equipment was great, but, like,
they probably just
we
didn't
didn't have
have
creative control very much.
Yeah.
And one of our big cousins, he's a producer, so he was sending us beats and stuff, and we were sending our stuff to him so he could mix it. But I don't know. I think it was like a timing thing. He had work, and we were doing other stuff. So, like,
and he was so far away. Like, we were born in Washington, so some of our family's, like, still there, and that's where our cousin was making beats from. So it's just, like, far, and it just kind of was like.
It wasn't very hands-on. Like, it was just a lot of sending back and forth.
Yeah, so...
Making music with that process is, like, really different. Like, there's something, like, I don't want to say inorganic, but there's something, like, unnatural.
Forced.
Yeah, forced, exactly.
The energy doesn't flow. We're not all here together. We're big energy people. So.
I would imagine, especially, like, making music with your sisters, I would imagine, like, you guys probably have some kind of, like, unspoken connection almost.
Yeah, it just gets stronger by the day.
It's weird. Ridiculous. Like, we were at, like, Chick-fil-A one time, and I was watching Dawn eat, and I dipped my chicken tender, and she dipped hers, and we both looked at each other, and we bit it, and we put it down, and we grabbed our drink. Like, it was just crazy, because it's like, in one of our songs we say
synergy down to the blanks.
So, it's the synergy.
It's like three heads, but they share one brain.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
3 different brains.
Did you guys grow up, like, listening to lots of music? Like, is that why you think how'd you originally get into dance and music?
Ooh, that's a great question. We were very like musically influenced.
Yeah.
Our mom and our dad like loved Jay-Z,
Michael Jackson,
Missy
Beyonce.
Elliott. Like we used to grow up. Like we grew up watching the concert films. We would go
Yeah.
and
Oh,
change
wow.
clothes with
And we
Beyonce,
would know
come
them,
back,
yeah.
do all the choreography, sing all the songs.
And if you scroll like all the way down on our YouTube, you can find like
you can find
us
us
quick changing, like
Yes.
dances and like face masks
Yeah.
and like
take
take
a
them off.
Jabberwocky
outfit
tribute out there
changes.
somewhere.
Yeah. So as far back as I can remember, we were always like theatrical. Like we just like
Mhm.
Wanted to perform.
yeah, being on stage. Like the acting part is the funnest part, like the most entertaining.
And you said like all the way back in your YouTube, like have you guys been doing social media stuff that long too?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so
You've been at it for a
There's
minute.
kinda, like 2 channels. Like I think some people will know what I'm talking about, but there's 2 channels. Like we have a Me Plus 2 channel on YouTube, and then we have like a Me Plus 2 channel.
like 2 or
like
like
there's Me
2.
Plus 2 and there's
And
Me Plus 2.
Two,
We're not gonna give them.
Yeah, we're not gonna make this a little.
So
little cheap.
youtube.com/
Exactly. So yeah, there's like goes far back, probably like I don't know, 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
since Dream was
8. Oh, since you were
Wow.
4.
Or, yeah, 5 or 6.
If I was 7.
she was
like,
5.
yeah.
Wait, so what's the age difference? How
2 years apart.
So
okay.
we're all like
So 2 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Do you guys still live with your parents and everything?
Yeah.
We do.
Okay. So growing up like as sisters like with your parents was like balancing stuff like school and like dance and everything, was that difficult? Because it seems like you guys have always like known like you wanted to do something in entertainment.
Yeah.
It was really once we got older.
Yeah.
Once we moved to California was when we started having like truancy issues. So like going to auditions and coming back and having to make it to school. That's where it started to get rough.
Yeah.
So we had teachers complaining, principals complaining, and all that type of stuff.
And
so
it was just kind of
eventually-
hard, even like
Yeah.
just coming back from an audition, pooped, and then waking up going
Suicide
to school.
trip.
Yeah.
We would leave, find out about the audition one day. The next morning, we're on the way to LA. That's like a 7-hour drive. Do the audition, then come back home to go to school the next day.
And
So
that
it was-
might have been on like a Tuesday. Like
Yeah.
that might have been
Yeah.
a day when we had
Yeah.
school, but we just
Because it's
had
like out of your control. You can't really
Right.
tell somebody, oh, I want to audition on a Friday. You know,
Right.
it's not
Yeah,
really.
like, it's not your choice.
Yeah.
So we started homeschooling. I was I was a freshman in high school. I think they were in middle school still.
Yeah.
And we've homeschooled the rest of our.
I graduated
schools.
early.
Huh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How was that like going to homeschool? Like how did that compare to going to like regular public school?
So
Because it's like a very I can't even I've always been like enamored by people who go to homeschools. Like, it's
Yeah.
always been like an interesting concept to me. Like
I know it seems like weird, right? Like a lot of people think people who've been homeschooled are just weirdos. I'm
not
like, I
weird.
get it.
It's just like it's so different from like
Yeah.
I think because we had each other, it will kind of
Yeah.
made the experience a little better.
It was.
Um,
I think it was a little like it strained our mom a little bit because we're in 3 different grades. We have
Right.
3 different workloads.
Oh, yeah.
The workload is
Right.
huge. Like it's almost 2 times the regular like school week. So, I know I had trouble with the teachers. They was like,
Yeah.
I think my
bunch of
dad.
different programs. Like there
Yeah, it was a bunch of different ways. Like one was online, one was independent study. So you would go to school,
Yeah.
do your work, but not be in like a class and not have a specific like teacher or
Yeah.
homeroom or anything. But you have all your work and you're at school. And then I think she had 2 where she had a weekly meeting
Yeah.
and then she would
One
go
of the
home.
programs, I remember it being a little tough. I was younger, so I was in like 4th, 5th grade doing it. So it's kind of like, okay, like I didn't have a teacher. It was more so like the computer. But as I got older, I think I realized like I was learning life too.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird because I was growing up, like I had to grow up with them kind of. So I had
And
to
there
grow.
was that curriculum, and then our parents were also managing us, and they were teaching us
Yeah.
how to run businesses.
And this was
do all
something
this
that the
different
family
stuff.
wanted. Homeschool was like, we should all do this because it's going to be easier. Like, and we all like leaned on each other, I would say, about like the actual schooling part.
Yeah.
It was really like, okay, help me with my homework, please.
like,
let's do this.
out the way. We
Yeah.
want to dance.
Yeah. Like,
Something's kind of cool about that too is I feel like if you are homeschooled, it seems like you have more freedom to stress things of like, almost like street intelligence, like
Mhm.
quote unquote, like learning about like how you were saying your parents would teach about business and stuff like that. It's like you're learning things that are outside of like the regular academic circle, and I feel like that can provide like lots of value to kids, especially if you're learning from your parents, because it gives you that relationship that you understand like your parents genuinely have so many things to teach you, whether they're your teacher or not.
Right.
The biggest thing for us was African American history.
Mm.
Yeah.
They made sure they taught us like the things that we weren't learning in school, the things that they tried to hide. So that was something I was really grateful for. I think that was really amazing, because I was kind of like, Dad, what is this? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, what kind of class is this? But
Yeah.
that was one that stood out.
Was there like a like specific list of like classes that you guys would still get to choose, or was it they just taught you about like specific
had,
things?
Like, credits.
Yeah, and it had
Oh,
to be
okay.
the normal curriculum, math, science. It had to be the 4 social studies, math, science, and we had activities. So we had PE or like an extracurricular,
Which was
activity.
dance.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said you grew up in Washington and then moved to California?
We were born in Washington.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We moved in probably 2002. When I was,
I was like
She was
1.
Where to? Right straight to the Bay?
Yeah.
No, we
Her
went
to
straight to
Atlanta.
Oh, to Atlanta. Okay.
We were there for a year or
2
two.
years. Then we moved to Arizona. We were there for 7 years. That's where we started our dance journey.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved to Cali in 2010.
Yeah.
2010. We've
Been here since.
How does the Bay contrast to like places like Arizona or Atlanta? It's
Does not
different.
compare. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's closer to Seattle, but it's still not the same.
Yeah.
What are the differences?
The culture,
Yeah.
definitely, obviously. I think it's like a little. First of all, hip hop is way bigger out here than. Well, Seattle has a pretty big hip hop audience. It's just like a different. I don't know. It's different.
In Arizona, it was more of like, okay, there's school and there's like, college people, and it's just like it was more of. It didn't have a culture, like, at all. It was very much
it's kind of like a melting pot.
Yeah, but it was fun and enjoyable because we were always at dance and we had gymnastics, so we were back and forth. And
moving here was like a culture shock because we jumped right into like the breakdancing scene.
Wow.
So
In
we were
San
seeing
Francisco.
battles and turf.
Yeah, we went from basically like the suburbs in Arizona.
yeah.
Like it was like neighborhoods. It was
Yeah.
whole
Yeah,
neighborhoods.
strictly ballet.
So you're
jazz,
driving everywhere,
contemporary.
right? It's big houses, and then we come here and we're taking the train.
yeah.
We live on Ocean, and we
and I was like, like, please.
yeah, and it's like gloomy. and
The
it's
beach is
cold.
20 minutes away.
Right,
Yeah.
and it's cold, and we were like, wait,
my
California? Because when I heard California, we're moving to California, I was like, oh,
Sun,
yeah.
sun.
Yeah, I was like, it's
Like
lit. And then we
That's
got
like what
here,
everybody thinks, yeah.
and it was gloomy and foggy and all that. I was like, oh,
But
this is a different California.
I majority of my life was here. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
This is
from
where
the
we
Bay.
were raised.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Do you guys feel more connected to the Bay than other places you've lived?
Definitely,
for sure.
definitely. We had our young, like, kid ages, and then our teen ages, and now we're basically adults now. So
Uh-huh.
we've had like most of our life here, and I think it really contributed to our art, our personalities,
Mhm.
our relationship with each other,
Definitely.
and I think just
I love
like
the Bay.
it's who we are.
I love the Bay. There's no place like it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys scream Bay Area.
Good. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. When did you originally start recording here, like at Breathe Studios? How did you meet them and then start and kind of get into that process?
So I knew an artist that came here. Shout out to Art by Black. He does everything. He's a photographer, videographer,
superhero.
Yeah, superhero. There we go. And we were kind of collabing on like video shoots, and then he asked me to feature in one of his songs. And he brought me here, and we were searching for a studio. Like we had no idea where to go.
think
We
we
were
had-
still in our house.
We had
Like,
stopped making music for like
Yeah,
a
we
year.
paused.
Yeah,
we
because
were
we
so
were like,
tired
it's
of the
just-
sound. Like
it's
it's
just
Yeah.
not working. So he brought me here. I was shaking in my boots. Like I was so nervous. You could ask Streets. Like my voice was super shaky. But they made me. I ended up doing 2 verses on that song, and then as soon as I got home, I was like, "You guys, there's a studio like down the street.
Yeah.
Like it's not that far."
I
We
was
need to
like,
go, we
where'd
need to
you go? She's like, I went to the studio. I was like, oh, she's 2 hours away. I was like, oh,
Right.
well, I'm never gonna go.
Yeah.
She's like, it's like down the street. I was like, where?
It's
She's like, Concord. I was like,
I think we came to pick her up. Me and Mom came to pick you up one time.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
close
saw
by.
and
it.
I think that was like,
That was
I
a
remember.
year ago.
I was gonna
That was a
say
year
like
ago.
around like, ooh, yeah.
That was
June of last year.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
June
And
2020.
we have never went anywhere else.
And I don't plan on going anywhere else.
So that like completely relaunched you guys making music. Like you were kind of
Definitely.
a stagnant before you did that.
Yeah.
If you look at our catalog, like on Tidal or Apple Music, it'll be like 2018, 2019, 2021, 2020,
Yeah.
2021.
So there's
Yeah.
like nothing from 2020. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. Or no, it was like nothing from 2019. 2020 was when Bend It Over came out.
yeah.
And it was everything else is
And
from
then
this
everything
year.
else, yeah.
Mhm.
What do you find compelling specifically about recording here, opposed to like the other places you would try?
The
Like,
engineers,
like,
Yeah.
like we said,
they
like
just
the energy.
the connection. Yeah,
Mhm.
there's
Being
it's
streets
not
know what to do before you tell them. They know
Like, we're
exactly
creating
when to
together.
sound. Yeah.
yeah.
It's not like I'm making this and you're just here working.
It's
Or
like,
vice
record me,
versa.
please.
Or it's not
Yeah.
like pay me. They like really care about your.
Right.
They give a
your
shit. They
art.
care about the art.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It sounds so simple, but it makes a.
Of
huge
course.
difference.
and it's like the creative control too. They give you like advice without putting it in your music.
They
you
hooked
know?
us up with a lot of other creatives too. Like we
Yeah.
met a lot more artists through this studio
Yeah.
than we probably would have just like
And we
on the
actually
internet.
had like our first like official feature was King Garon.
yeah.
Is
Yeah.
collaboration-
Mixtape.
Is collaboration like a bigger part of your process since you started recording here? Was it not before?
It was.
Yeah.
Not.
It was-
only
yeah.
us three on
We
the
actually
tracks.
weren't like confident with like the music we were making.
Hmm.
So when we got confident, we kind of were like, let's just
Do
yeah,
it.
like let's just
Do it
vibe
all.
with people. And I guess like magic just was made.
Yeah.
What do you think changed? Like why did you get so much more confident?
That is a very
I
good question.
I think it was honestly the
Practice.
studio. It's just like the
Mhm.
like the feeling of security in knowing it's gonna sound.
one of our well, I think it was almost the main problem was like we would be discouraged by what we created because
The
it was
quality.
not coming out the way we imagined. And then coming to the studio, they helped us actually achieve that
Yeah.
with their equipment and their knowledge and their experience. So once we got that, it was like a different belief we had in
Nobody's
ourselves.
possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, I could get back here and say anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was
especially
like,
drop
oh,
it.
man.
Yeah, drop it. Especially for sure. Known for that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's such a big thing too. It's like you can go to any studio, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is like you can come in with a vision. It's the engineer and the producer's job to help you help that thought become a reality.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
They are a big part of it. A lot of the behind the scenes, like they make everything happen. A lot of the artists are the face, but you don't realize how much goes on
hmm
Yeah.
behind the scenes and what they're actually putting into the music. So
I interviewed Chell earlier, and I asked her this. Do you think recording with a woman, like being able to record with B, how do you think that helps you? Like,
That was like the first thing Dawn said. Like she was
Yeah.
like,
It's a girl.
it's a girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
and
fast.
I was
She's good. Oh my god.
the first time I came here, B was like, "Oh, you want to redo? Okay,
Okay, yeah.
okay, go ahead. And I was like, "Okay, this is amazing." I feel like it's. Okay,
It's
I wouldn't say
empowering.
It's very
It
empowering.
is empowering.
Because
It's unspoken. It's like having
it's like a
woman
high
doctor.
five.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing. Like,
Yeah,
it's
go
like-
girl.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Pause.
Say pause. Oh gosh. Okay.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
Yeah, B is amazing, and she
yeah.
knows that, and
Yeah.
she
She
does
knows.
almost every
We
day,
appreciate
I'm
you,
pretty
B.
sure.
Shout out to B and
Yes,
Streets.
yes.
Mm.
Just Brew Studio.
it's funny because like it was almost subconscious with me. Like when I interact with men, I'm like, I'm a girl. They're probably just not even paying attention to me anyway. Like,
Really?
When it comes to like what I'm doing, like if it was, I mean, it doesn't faze me, and I'm
Uh-huh.
still gonna do what I have to do. But I'm like not worried about their opinion because I'm like,
Right.
this isn't really for them anyway. So like having B in the seat
Like it feels
when I'm
good to
recording,
be like, yeah. Like,
yeah,
that's-
it's like,
But
I
it's
feel
sad
like-
that there's like something in society that has automatically instilled that in your head.
yeah,
That like
it's-
that's what you think.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like female rap artists. Like they don't like
Yeah.
female rappers, and they've heard some of our music, and they're like, "Oh, you changed my mind. Like I really like listening to."
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's what you guys have to say.
It's amazing. Like most of my friends are already guys, but like the fact that they sing my songs, like,
That's sick.
and they
And we're
mean the
singing
words.
Bend It
That's
Over.
dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our brother or our close friend, we call him brother, but like he didn't listen to, well, I wouldn't say anyone, but like he would listen. Okay, he would listen to like male artists, and then Nicki Minaj would come on, and I swear to you, he would feel that like harder than
In
the
his
other
soul.
stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just like.
I
don't
wanna
know.
do
It was
that.
like I don't know
wanna
what
do that.
I don't know what the feeling was, but it was like, oh, okay, like he's listening to Nicki, so like women can do it.
Yeah.
I hate that term. Like I've always like
Female.
that female rapper.
Right.
I hate that. It's
Right.
like, why are they not just
Rapper.
rappers?
Right.
You do.
Oh yeah,
Because
it's like
you
they
say-
rap. Like why are they not just a
Male
rapper?
Right.
Yeah, nobody's saying, "Oh, you're a male rapper."
Right.
It's like, what the hell's a female rapper?
Exactly.
Why is she different from regular just rappers? Like, why would
Do you guys feel that maybe some of the reason you feel like that too is because of this industry, like specifically hip hop? Like, because hip hop does have like a very deep and long history of like kind of throwing women down. So do you feel like it's harder to enter in a genre like that as a woman?
For sure. That's mostly male dominated.
For sure.
And I feel like majority of the time, your content that you produce, they want it to be about a certain thing, or they don't listen to it. I feel
Yeah.
like that's how. I
And it's
feel.
like almost like they're waiting for you to say something, and it's like, but I see like the girls in the game right now, and it's just like this is what it's supposed to look like to me. Like it's supposed to look like this. There's so many girls, different colors, different shapes, sizes, and they're
With different
doing it.
backgrounds, different history, talking
Yeah.
about different things.
Yeah, and it's just relatable, and it's good to see, because in the world you don't just see all guys doing one thing. You know,
And
it's
also,
like
I feel like a lot of time they pit female
against each other.
and
Totally.
We should
I
start.
think as sisters, that's something that's never crossed our mind.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we never want to downplay or
Yeah,
talk
they
bad
even
or
try
talk
to
about women.
compare. It just doesn't work.
Right,
It
right.
doesn't work.
Mhm.
It's like I wouldn't be me without her, and
Right.
vice versa. Like we all would not
Right.
be each other without the other.
It's a
so.
good balance.
But I think a part of that for me comes from like almost feeling not dismissed, but almost feel unacknowledged until
I'm gonna move your mic up a little bit. Keep
Okay.
going.
almost feel unacknowledged until I perform or until they see me do something. I think that does come from the dance culture. Like
What do you mean? Like in what way?
So like we'll walk in a room and I'll just use an example. Like we didn't live in LA. That was the main audition scene.
Yeah.
So like we'll walk in a room, nobody knows us, we don't have any friends, we don't dance with these people. So it's like they don't acknowledge us. Don't even say hi.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm blah blah blah.
It's like-
none of that. And then we dance like in the audition, and everybody sits in the room and watches at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not like at the time
were
we were one of the
breakdancers, so
only
we had,
like breakdancing girls, and we
Sorry.
were sisters.
Sorry. Keep going now.
The audio's still good. You
So
can
I-
hear it.
You're chilling, yeah.
So I guess it was just shocking to people, but yeah, like she said, like you walk in the room and no one talks to you, and then you leave the room and you have 5 new
They
friends.
see what you can do, and they
Yeah.
want hi, I'm and
Like,
they
oh my
introduce
God, you're so
themselves.
good.
Now
Yeah.
we're best friends, and they want to ride home with us.
Yeah,
and all that
like-
stuff. It's like, well, like
Where are you
before-
going after this?
Yeah.
Now that
Home.
now that I see you're talented, I want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what it's. I mean, there's no better feeling than proving somebody wrong. Like,
Of course.
I feel like we can be very deceiving based off the way we look, and we dress like tomboys majority of the time, and a lot of time people they want to see women in bodysuits and contour and all this.
Yeah.
So when we walk in and don't get acknowledged, and they see what we can do, and that kind of changes their mindset, I think that is the best feeling in the world. So
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that you said people try to pit you against each other almost like and because of the fact that you're sisters, I think it almost gives people like a specific vantage point to try to do that.
Right.
But it's so I think it's awesome that they can't do that you guys have that bond. Like, has it always been so easy for you to like manage, being sisters but also being in a partnership, like
Right.
being in a musical group like together?
I really don't know anything else. Like I've been working with them my whole life. I don't see.
Yeah, it's like, of course, sisters before work.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like,
Mm.
even when we're mad at each
Of
other at
course we
work,
argue, like,
we're
yes,
gonna,
we're
yeah,
gonna-
as a
we're gonna
sister, I'm
argue.
gonna be
Yeah.
like, are you
Right.
hungry? Like, do
Right.
you want food? Like,
Right.
so I'm
We
never gonna
literally
really
argue
be,
for like 10 minutes straight, nonstop.
and still
Top of
work,
our
like
lungs.
working at the same
Yeah,
time.
like,
Yeah.
okay, get your spot, get your
Just-
spot, hurry up. And then be like, I just need a break from you guys. Then we come back 20 minutes later, like, let's make some food.
yeah,
I love you guys. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You know, it's okay, exactly. You're getting on my nerves, but we're gonna get this done.
Yeah.
right.
What kind of advantages do you think it's given you too? Like just like I mean, obviously like you live together, that's a big one. But like, do you think there's like big advantages it's given you?
Being
Like I
able to
said-
work around the clock, that's
Yeah.
one. And then like we're damn near the same person, so it's like I
Yeah.
know her style.
You really are.
Yeah.
I know, and I know her style. So
And
it's
like the chemistry, like I mean, it's the synergy, but it's also the chemistry because
Yeah.
on stage, like we used to talk to each other when we were dancing. Like we used to dance and be like, move to
Now
the
it's
left,
mine.
move to the left, move to the left, like
There was literally a moment where we were sitting, like we're so far in the stage and they have the speakers faced outward so we can't hear anything. The beginning of our set starts with like an instrumental, like it's like you can barely hear it when it's up all the way.
yeah.
And so everyone's screaming and they like
we're
they
in
like
this
skipped
big
it.
warehouse.
I'm
too.
like, I think it started, you guys. I'm
We
literally
were
like,
like,
we're in
no.
pose on the like I think it started, guys.
I was like,
And
did
they're
it
like,
start?
no, it's not. I said
Like,
5,
6, 7, 8.
We dropped it.
and it was on
And
beat
it
and
was on the
everything.
right time. So I
Yeah.
think learning how each other works and being able to accommodate each other and not put so much pressure on it. I think that's where we thrive at. And we share the same social medias. Like when someone misses something, like a comment or something, we go back and we get everything done.
Everybody.
So
They're my
watching.
arms. She's my arms. She's my legs.
Yeah.
What are you then?
The mid portion.
Have you guys always like used social media to market yourselves in this way? Like, is that something? And also, how did you learn to get so good at that? Because it seems very calculated, like the way that you do it. Like, it seems very particular.
It took some
We had to
time.
learn.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had to learn.
We have a certain formula that we found out that works now, but it took a minute to get to that.
Yeah.
We've been on Instagram for like
Since it started.
Yeah.
We finally got out of like 10K. Like that's like the hardest barrier to like
I
break
think
through.
Instagram is the hardest.
Oh,
Is the
absolutely.
hardest social media to build.
Why do you think that is?
It's been around so
The
long.
algorithm is different. Everyone is stingy with their follows.
I think it started so long ago with like a particular way to post.
I think Instagram is
and-
more of a business
Yeah.
app too.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now, yeah, people
Like
brought that
essential
on.
water.
But now that TikTok came around, I feel like that's more of the like party.
It's more casual.
Yeah, entertainment.
How'd the TikTok thing start? Because you guys, like, that's where you have the majority of your following, right?
Yeah.
So
we
were quarantine.
Our dad was telling us, like our manager dad, he was telling us like, you guys should do it. Like y'all are good at videos, just do
he
it.
was like, start reposting.
Just do it.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm
start
like,
repost.
okay,
So
like
they were doing
you know.
Dub Smash and Musical.ly. I don't know if you guys remember that, but Dub Smash Music was they were like
Yeah, it was
I remember that, yeah.
And I remember like I think they went somewhere. They were gone all day, and I was bored. I was like, I was bored. I woke up and they were just
it's
gone.
the pandemic, like it was probably March of 2020.
Yeah, so I just set up my phone and I was like, I'm just gonna make a TikTok. And the first one I made hit 20K in like an
Wow.
hour, and I was like, I'm gonna make a
Wait a
TikTok.
minute.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
a TikTok. I'm gonna make and I made like 4 more, and by the
But
end of
I
that
think-
week, our page was at like 1K, and then like
Without
next
her
week was
knowing
like-
she
it
was
was going
working the algorithm. Like I think at that time you're supposed to post 7 times a day on TikTok.
Are you guys big into like the algorithmic stuff? Like, do you
now-
look at it like that?
You have to utilize that. Like, if you're
Spit some game for me real quick,
Right.
because
I mean, it's all about numbers. It's statistics. So like they're literally gonna tell you this is what our algorithm is looking for. Do this, and that.
And it's all
You
about
just gotta
your
look it
following
up.
too. So building that plays a big part in it. Like your audience might not be the same as ours, so you
Yeah.
can't do the same thing that we're doing. So you got to find out what works for your like niche yourself. You know.
yeah.
that's so interesting too. That like how you were talking about your dad being your manager, like in terms of business. How like what kind of things has he taught you? Like almost like how you were saying, like he just told you, just try the TikTok thing, try the TikTok thing, try the TikTok thing. Are there opportunities like that like you never would have gotten if it wasn't for your dad like knowing business and stuff?
All of this,
100%.
we would not have the Name Me Plus 2. We would, we would not. First
Hmm.
of all, we would not be here.
Yeah.
He really told us about the importance of all the apps. Like we were born in the era of technology. Like,
For sure.
YouTube has been around since we could use phones
Yeah.
and laptops and desktops. So it's like, it wasn't that exciting to us. It was like, I'm going to get on
This
here
is
and
what I'm
watch some
used to.
videos. And then our dad was like, you guys can make these videos. And then we were like, yeah, I
And
guess.
get paid for it.
Yeah. And then like we made our videos.
That's the big part, yeah.
Right, exactly. So we would make our videos. And it was like, I made a video, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's like, you guys made a video. Now you guys need to talk about how you made the video.
Yeah.
Send it to your friends. Like, you can get views off of this. So he started.
It's a commodity.
Yeah,
Right.
he was showing us the importance of it. It took us a while to get a hang of, like,
Because obviously it's your
style.
parent like, okay, Dad, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Whatever,
I'm
Dad.
good at it, but
That's funny. having more eyes on you and having your TikTok like grow the way it has in the past like year or whatever, when you said you started it, do you think that's given you more pressure? Like has that put more of a, has it been more difficult to create under so many more eyes?
We try not to let it like affect us, but you know, you have your.
It's hard, yeah.
Yeah, you have your.
It's gotten easier. Yeah, it's a little. We took a little hiatus off of TikTok for like 4 months.
Yeah.
Last year sometime, and I honestly I don't know. People say that shadow banning is like a fictional thing, like it's not real.
I don't know.
I think that we were shadow banned for a second because our videos went from like 200, like in the 100Ks to like a couple thousand.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
4,000.
I don't know about that.
Weird. Yeah,
But
TikTok's a little funny.
yeah.
Trump
But
was threatening to take it away.
Right.
Then there was a Black creator strike, and then it was
Yeah.
like we had to stand with them.
Yeah.
So we were like reposting stuff on our Instagram.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we weren't creating new stuff, but we were still showing our Instagram followers the stuff that we had done before. That was just one way to utilize it while it was down.
I think the best way that TikTok helped us was bend it over, because we used our ability to like capture people's eye with a video, and then we used our song.
And your dance background too.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So I think that was like the main thing that
Yeah.
TikTok did for our like career.
And I still don't know the exact video that works for TikTok. Like, there's a video
Yeah.
of us literally barking at the camera
my
that has like a million
Almost-
views. I don't know why.
It's like,
I don't know why.
dude, like
Like, I
some of
do
the
so
stuff
much.
that'll pop on my For You page. I'm like, how is that? It'll be like a video of someone like making a sandwich or something. It's like, what the
Omarion
fuck?
challenge
Like,
just hit 1 million. We're
Yeah.
like 1 million for Omarion. Y'all want to see
Omarion,
Omarion?
you want to
Mm.
see Goofy?
Omarion?
That was so funny. But to answer your question, for me personally, as far as Me Plus 2 goes, it showed me what we should be making. Like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
know, oh, this video did this.
Yeah.
Let's just do another one like that, and
Yeah.
another one like that, and another one like that.
It kind of, it's
Yeah, I'm
fun.
thankful
It kind
for
of becomes
TikTok.
like a game. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a puzzle. You're just trying to figure out what piece works where.
I think it is one big puzzle. I think that's a good analogy to describe it, because I know, like, for me with all my Above the Bridge stuff, it's been hard for me to figure out like how to market all of this via
Right.
social media. Like, it really is a puzzle, because you, like you said, you just don't know what's gonna pop off. You don't know what's gonna work, and what's weird is it also is relying on what other people think. Like,
Right.
because you can never tell what somebody else is gonna, still
Right.
what their engagement is gonna be with the video. You know, you just
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Right, and you don't know. It's hard to piece together your audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta really figure out who you're talking to and who you're
Right.
speaking for exactly at the same time. So it's like,
And if you don't find the fun in that, it's gonna drive you crazy.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
you need
You
a whole
need to-
formula.
Yeah, that needs to be something.
You have to
that
try different things. That's why you post 7 times a day. Post different things a day.
Mhm.
It could be clothes. It could be whatever you're good at.
Yeah.
You just have to know what you're doing is all. I think people, they think like you have to be smart. You have to post at 5 p.m. and you have to make sure it's like, just have fun.
That's exactly how I feel. Like, I don't think there's like that much of a science to it. I think a lot of the science is just like for almost like forgetting the science. Like
Right,
I
yeah,
think like a lot of like how you would actually get big on something like that is just trying to put yourself in the shoes of a consumer. It's like,
Right.
what can I do to provide them value?
Yes,
Yeah, like
exactly.
what will these people keep watching? Like,
Right.
what will they click off of?
Right.
Do you think like part of the reason that you guys gained so much traction on TikTok like was because of your dance background? Do you think like that gave you a lot of advantages moving into a platform that was actually like based on dancing?
Yeah, it actually
Definitely.
didn't happen until later on in our TikTok
Uh-huh.
existence.
But
the
before
voiceovers is what got. the
we
majority of it.
started doing like
We
the
were
Beyonce
doing-
one we did. It was
we were
like
doing
mostly
Motivation
the
Mondays.
dance ones, but it was mostly
Okay.
the dance ones going viral when we would do them together. Like I could do a dance one and it would just be like,
yeah.
but if we did
Huh.
them together, that was when they would start going up. So we were like, well,
I think the
let's just do
synchronicity of
those.
it
Yeah.
and seeing the chemistry that we had
And the sister thing.
Yeah.
I think the chemistry is huge, because like I've always thought that when you see somebody on a screen who looks like they're enjoying themselves, and they look like
Right.
they're having fun, they look like they
Right.
love the people they're around,
Right.
you are so much more likely
Yeah.
to like stay on
It's
that
a
video.
genuine smile on our faces every
Yeah.
single
For
time.
sure.
Like it's
And like bloopers, like
Oh,
the
it's just-
bloopers
yeah.
are usually more popular than the actual videos.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's like going back to what you were saying about how like it's not so much of a science. I feel like that's why sometimes stuff that's stupid like blows up. Like that's like
Exactly.
like that's why like a video of you guys like barking at the camera would like
Right.
theoretically blow up.
Yeah,
It's because it's so like shocking when you see it on your
Yes.
For You page. Like, this is stupid, and,
it's
then you like it.
relatable,
It's like
And then they share it.
yeah,
Like, this is stupid. I want
Yeah.
to see more of it.
yeah, exactly.
I want her to see it.
Right.
Well, because it enhances the idea that like social media is an escape. Nobody goes on social media. Like I don't know, me personally, like when I go on my Instagram feed and I see a bunch of stuff that's like super serious or like political, or it's like sometimes I'm not in the mood for that. Sometimes I just want to see like stupid memes that like only I would laugh at. You know what I mean? Like
entertainment,
right?
Entertainment.
A big thing too, I feel like, is making your content shareable. Like your guys' content, a lot of the time, I feel like it's very shareable, especially in the way like Bend It Over, for example. Like there was a big like notion to recreate that dance, so it's like that spreads. Like when you guys first made that dance, did you expect it to get big like that?
Not at all.
Yeah.
That was actually
that was
we made for the video, and we were like, we just want to get it out. We want to promote it sometime. So let's just do what we did in the video as a TikTok.
Well, the first viral video of Bend It Over. We were out. We were at a Shawnee Sean event. Shout out DJ Shawnee Sean. He was throwing a Sunday Fun Day where basically everyone just gets together, plays games, kickball, basketball, stuff like that. He was spinning Bend It Over.
It wasn't even released yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've seen this video. There's a video of it on your TikTok, right?
Yeah.
I think I've seen
like
this.
A park. And I just was like setting the camera up and I didn't have time. I ran out of time because it was about to start. And I was like, ah! And that's like a part of the TikTok challenge is like people go like, ah! And then they start doing it. And I was like, that was an accident. But like, see, like stupid stuff. You don't know what people are going to like. And that's why I'm like, you just have to just be yourself. Honestly, like everyone has a little bit of funny in them. Come on now. Just enjoy yourself, and I'm sure someone will watch and like.
You never know what's gonna pop.
Yeah.
Like that could have easily did 12 views.
Right. And I uploaded it so late. I was like, might as well. And then like I pressed it and woke up 500K.
Well, that's why I think you should throw like everything out there at the end of the day. Like it's like I really do think like another thing about letting go of like the seriousness of it is just posting a ton.
Exactly.
And just posting everything.
If
like
you don't like it, somebody else might like
it.
It's like I hate certain like you know how you'll take a selfie and the camera will mirror you, but then you take that camera and it flips your face.
Yeah.
Like so that's how everyone else is used to seeing you, but you're used to seeing
that's a good metaphor. Yeah.
So it's like just do it. Somebody's gonna pick it up. Somebody's gonna like
What's
it.
the worst that can happen?
It's gonna get no views.
They just don't double tap it. You don't know if they double tap it.
It's like great. When did people like first start recreating the video? Was that surprising to see?
I don't remember either. It actually took us a minute.
Like, do you remember like the first time you started seeing people doing the dance?
We were like, on TikTok you can see the sound.
Oh, okay.
So we went to our sound and we just scrolled down. We're like, oh, someone did it. Okay, cool. And then like 5 people later, we're like, whoa, people are really doing this challenge.
And not only that, when like we created like other dance challenges to other songs, and I think that's important too, like using
the shareability of it. Yeah.
And it's like people ask me all the time, how do I get my video to be more? It's like tag your friend, or you know, like something to interact.
Something for them to engage with.
Yeah.
Something for them to do. Like you gotta incentivize
share
them
this.
To do something.
Show me your reaction.
Do people ask you stuff like that a lot? Like they're like, how do I get my TikTok big? Like, are there people who ask you stuff like that?
Family.
Yeah. We kind of wanted to do like some sort of like
course or something.
Yeah.
One of those like guru courses, like $50 for the semester. Yeah.
Or like 4 episodes.
Yeah. Exactly. $25 a quarter.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the most touching. Like I love going to sounds that we did and seeing people do the choreography we did. Even if it's not like the one that's fleshing out the rest of the videos, it's like, oh, I saw a video of somebody else doing the choreography we did to this song.
Yeah.
And it's like they're doing my choreography.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. And
then I have the little
like repost. Repost, and it just makes my day.
What's funny is I feel like social media, some people just get it and some people just don't. And I feel like they're like, you guys seem like people who just understand, like you just understand what gets somebody to click something. Like I know there's lots of people who don't. Like me, for example, I don't think I understand like as much as you guys would, like what specifically would capture somebody's attention to where they want to click a like, or where they want to repost something, or where they want to share it. And I think I've talked about this before. I think it's when it comes to people who make music, you either understand how to market yourself or you understand how to make good music. It's very rare that you have a blend of both. And I think you guys honestly have a blend of both. And I think that's like something that's really rare. But it goes back to just talking about how much of getting your music to pop is marketing yourself. It's like I've always said, I think it's like 60, if not more % of like music is marketing yourself.
Because like I would say it's 90.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you.
Like a trash song. and the promotion could be amazing.
Yeah.
And
Fetty
you
Wap
see that
Happens every day. Yeah.
Well, not that Fetty Wap's song was trash, but he pushed his song for
like 3 years.
Yeah,
It's like 50% of the songs in the Billboard Hot 100.
Right. Literally.
Yeah, no, and then when you let's talk about your EP a little bit, and because I feel like we've just been rambling about TikTok, not talking about your music. Where'd the title of your project come from?
So the first,
It was like, okay, go ahead.
the first, so I was let's not get all sappy about this. So when we first started making music in 2017, we were only doing mixtapes. I was like, guys,
It was around the time.
No more.
yeah, I was like,
And it
was
was around the time we were supposed to put one out. September 7th is when we would normally put it out. So I was like, y'all, let's do a
we dropped our
mixtape.
first two. We did one the 2017, 2018.
Yep, and then we
And
stopped.
September 7th, we were dropping Strawberry Lemonade and Strawberry Lemonade 2.
And it was like around that
The
time
refill.
this year.
Yeah, and so
The refills.
2019, we weren't making music, and we came back, did Bend It Over. It was a different style from our mixtape.
Right.
We did the No More Mixtape EP, and that was a different style from even Bend It Over. So we
Right.
weren't rapping on those at
Yeah.
all.
Mhm.
We were singing. And so I was like, we got a different style. Let's do No
Mixtapes.
More Mixtape.
No.
And then, because it was
Stop
like,
the damn mixtape.
Exactly. No more mixtape. That was our first EP, and it came out on September 7th, like Strawberry Lemonade.
Huh. That's interesting that it came out on the same date too.
Yeah.
It's almost like a rehash. It's like
Yeah.
taking everything that you once did and then recreating it and making it better.
Yeah, and that's a special date. That is in honor of our Uncle Hermie, HT, Herman Tucker.
Yeah.
That's real. That's
It's
real.
for HTF for Connie.
During that time when you guys weren't making music, were you just pursuing dance? Like, what was at that time? What was your trajectory to make music again? Like, was it in the plans or did it just kind of happen by accident?
We kind of. So we always have this joke where we say, like, we plus two broke up 5 times.
Yeah,
Like, we already broke up.
break up like 3 times a year.
For real.
So I think that was one of those times where we were just like,
we weren't doing anything. We
Yeah.
weren't making videos. We weren't dancing. We were making music. It was just kind of.
It was
it was
for
a
personal.
little
like,
bit of
we
a
just-
sad moment though too. It was like
we didn't know
we-
what to do.
Yeah,
we couldn't figure out exactly
Yeah.
what to do because
sometimes you just have to wait.
recording was like,
Mhm.
Then dance, like,
Yeah.
So, like, we weren't all on the same page.
Yeah.
But we all wanted to make it work. We just didn't know how to make it work. So we didn't like say, okay, let's just stop. We just
Right.
kind of just like
Fizzled a little bit.
Yeah.
fizzled out and kind of not did our own things, but like we really were paying attention to our personal lives.
Yeah.
And then when she
When it
found
came
the
back
studio,
together, yeah.
We're like,
we were
oh
just
hell
like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's,
we
let's
doing
get
this.
going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we were always writing. We would always write something.
Yeah,
we
we
would bring
had-
it to each other. We just didn't have any means of.
I remember
recording.
writing
were
Bend It
performing.
Over, singing it to them in the car, like
Hmm.
on the way home.
I remember writing the verse.
Yeah.
I remember that too. Shout out Joey XO too, because he had us performing in that time.
Yes,
While that
he did.
we took like 2 or 3 months out of that year to prepare one performance
Yeah.
in the city at Union Square.
Wow, you played at Union Square?
Yeah, it was like
It was
we pulled up on this big truck, hopped off, did our thing.
No, we
while
had
these
speakers
men, while these
standing
men
on
were
top of the truck. He was standing on top of it.
yeah, and these men were chanting and screaming and lecturing everybody about
Lord.
yeah about you
About
know,
the Lord?
yeah
About the
about
Lord.
God
But it
and
Sounds like outside my job.
It
Every
was
day
like-
there's some tweaker screaming about God.
he had
It
these
was in
big
an aggressive
speakers,
way.
too,
I
and-
didn't know you could make.
It's always aggressive.
Yeah.
Those fools who stand on the street corner screaming about God, it's never like,
They had
God will
say,
heal
"I
you.
don't
It's
know
always
if
like,
he's
you better
supposed to
believe in
know."
God. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
was like that, and he was on the microphone. He had this big amp. He was way louder than our music, and they're like, you see where like everybody's sitting. They were right there, and we were right here performing, and our speaker was like so quiet or whatever, and it was just the funniest thing. But
was that for an event that you were performing at Union Square? Like,
we
what was
just
that
wanted
for?
Footage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He put it together.
Our brother Joey. So.
I think there should be a video for that. You know.
Oh
Our
my
brother
gosh.
Joey, he likes
Oh
to
my
sit on
goodness.
his
Uh-huh.
stuff. He likes the right moment, perfect
Perfect
time.
Peanut butter seeds came perfect time.
How'd you meet him?
Through the dance studio we used to dance at.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
were too young to do the first job that he was there for. He ended up not going there anymore, but he contacted us, and then we did a music video with him.
Yeah.
And we've been connected with him for like since then,
Yeah.
basically.
He watched us transition from dancers to art
Yeah.
music.
He actually helped us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys feel like at this point in time you're much more like artists than dancers, or do you still feel like you're
Definitely.
both?
I definitely feel like an artist.
I feel like I
Artist
will always
for
be
me.
a dancer at heart,
Uh-huh.
but I think my artist hat is a little stronger.
That's the
than
cool thing
me.
about the
It's
word
a little bit
artist,
higher in my
though.
head now.
Yeah.
Because artist can mean anything.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You can do anything under the artist title. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
art is art. If you make art, you're an artist.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that was kind of a thing. Like, I want to feel more like I make music. And I think that had to do with, like, how many songs we had out. Because now we have, I think, like 14 songs out.
Did you guys
And I
have,
didn't
like, a
think
big
we'd get
vault?
there.
We had maybe 3 or 4 songs.
Uh-huh.
Out. It was
Yeah,
like
we
3
had-
songs.
Like, official songs. The other ones
That
were
we were
just
like proud
mixtapes.
of.
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
want
On
to
CD,
play.
baby.
Yeah.
And so now we're at 14, and it just
Feels different.
it makes me feel like I have backup, like and
Hmm.
I can back it
It is
up.
different.
If you don't like this one, you can check this one out. If
Exactly.
you don't like
They
that
all
one, you can
sound
check this one out.
different.
Right.
It's all
For
a
sure.
different vibe.
Yeah.
But do you after you guys finished high school, did you guys go to school after? Did you go to college or anything?
No.
I attempted. I went
Uh-huh.
for a couple semesters, and then I kind of just fell right back into recording and dancing. And
So it seems like entertainment's always been like your passion, huh?
Yes.
It's always been your calling. And your parents, they were always like, it seems like they're very supportive of that, huh?
Very
Yeah.
supportive,
They like
very
set it
much.
up for us
Mhm.
to do it. Honestly.
I don't know if I'd be able to do it if they weren't so supportive. I probably would have
Yeah.
been in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they grow up doing stuff like that, or how'd they get into doing that
My
originally?
mom was a dancer.
She
She was a
Um,
gymnast. She was an athlete.
Yeah,
she was
in a
everything.
play Fences with. I think Samuel L. Jackson was in the play she was in. She played
Oh.
the
The
daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But she said, she had her babies, and she taught us a lot. Like the first choreography we learned was Aaliyah's "One in a Million" video, and she learned the choreo, and we actually have our own like choreo to that song that we performed a couple of
A
years
lot
back.
of our
too.
content comes around full circle. Like
Yeah.
it all started from when we were like super young, and then we just kind of recreated it
Yeah.
as adults.
Yeah.
She was basically us though. She
Yeah.
break dance. She
Everything.
could still do handstands.
She
do
can do
back
back
She could still do back
handspring.
handspring.
Yeah,
She-
gotta get mama in
If
here.
there's a celebration, she'll do a back handspring. Like if everyone asks, she'll do it. You gotta get her to do it.
But she's always backstage. She always has.
She does our
camera up
wardrobe.
recording it.
Oh,
She does our
yeah.
wardrobe.
Absolutely.
Make sure everything stays intact. So yeah,
She's our stylist.
our momager.
That's so momager. That's so awesome because I know a lot of artists whose parents are not like that. Like and it's always a struggle for people to try to balance. My parents don't want me to do this,
Right.
but I want to do this,
Right.
and it's trying to like it's like there's two sides of the coin. It's like what do I follow?
We just found out about a performance that it happened so fast, but they wanted us in Seattle in like a day.
Wow.
And
They got it. Like they really got us there.
It
was
our
mind blowing.
dad rented an RV, got all like he drove the entire way. We didn't worry about a thing. Like
We had
just
like
got in the car
we had a little
and
like
drove.
hiccup
It was
in the
wild.
RV. Had to end up getting a hotel room. Like
He went and got the RV fixed in like 30 minutes.
we had
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
it was just, I don't know. It was just
yeah.
crazy. But we always just say like we're so grateful for them because it was like
yeah.
there's a lot of things that would be impossible without them.
Impossible.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the word.
yeah.
That's so awesome. What is your guys' collaborative process like? Like getting back to your EP a little bit. Like, do you start with a hook? Do you guys write a hook collaboratively? Does like one come with a hook and then the rest are like, hey, we'll do the verses, or what's that process like?
It really depends.
With majority of the time, one of us comes up with the hook.
Yeah, this specific process, I know No More Mixtapes, B in Streets actually made. They actually made that beat.
Yeah,
And-
that was okay. Well, look, I'm gonna speak for me personally. I don't know if it's gonna be the verse, the hook, the beat first. I don't know which one's gonna come first.
That time it was, I think, the hook, and they actually had to build it like around what she was, what she had written already.
Yeah, Dream's usually gonna have the hook and a verse.
Dream writes so fast, it doesn't make any sense. It makes me so upset. But I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I think
she'll write 3 verses in like 5 minutes, and she'll go back there and do it all in one take.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay. So she's like, I don't like this verse. Listen to this one. Tell me if you like this one. Then go write about it. I was like, and it sounds completely different.
Yeah.
She didn't reuse anything.
yeah. I think Fake Friends is like one of my favorite songs because it wasn't that at first. Like I didn't even have a hook. I don't know if y'all remember, like I told them like I don't have a hook for it. I just liked the beat and I liked like what I was saying. And I was like, can you guys just write a verse? Like just I don't know, just write.
Figure it out, guys.
Yeah,
exactly. That's always what it is.
And I went back there and I did like the first part and the fake friend. Like when it came into the hook, I just started like just talking, and I was like, should I redo it? And they were like, for what? And I was like,
hell
it's
no.
not official. Like I don't know. Yeah. So those songs, they were just I don't know. There's a connection to those songs too. Like I can feel the growth in the artistry. Like I feel connected to my music now.
And a lot of all the songs we're talking about are a relationship with each other. Like 200. I think 200 is my favorite song. On the mixtape for sure.
Yeah. I like that one.
I took a poll.
I can't pick a favorite.
People I know, and 200 was 2 top songs.
Really?
Yeah.
We have this. Someone commented under one of our TikToks and was like, my circle tighter than and it was blank. I need help.
I wanted to bring this up because I saw this and I was trying to think and I was racking my brain. Is it grip in grain? Is that what it is?
Yes, it's grip on grain.
Grip on
grain.
See, I don't know what that is, but I just but I figured the words out. I was like,
wood grain, I'm gripping.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking
so
about.
Like the grip on the grain.
The grip. I got you. The grip on the grain.
My circle tighter than Kurt Cobain.
What does that mean?
Then Charlemagne.
Oh my god.
Charlemagne.
That was the best one.
That could become like a meme in itself. People just start making their own one of that.
I hope so. Somebody please do that.
I know.
You guys just got put on a tour recently, right? Like, or did you get off tour?
Yeah. We had one stop, and when we did it, we had 5 minutes, and it was amazing
one show.
And so we had 5 minutes, and I remember being on stage and getting right off, and I was just like, oh my god, like that was so fun, and they were just like, yeah, you guys like rocked the stage so well, like we want y'all to do the other show, like finish out the tour. And we're like, oh, and so like then we have Oakland tomorrow. And we're like, okay. And then they were like, and we have Seattle the next day. And we were like,
y'all might as well just
okay. They said they have Oakland and you guys have 15 minutes. Okay, let's rewind.
Hold on, wait.
We found out about the show on Monday, right? Our manager was going back and forth with Seddy Hendrix, out of Seddy Hendrix. They were going back and forth. We found out about the show on a Monday. We made the set that night. We came to the studio. We
picked the tracks that night.
We hit streets and via.
We
like,
made the set the next day.
We need a set list. We have a show in a day. They were like, okay, we got you. We came to the studio the next day, got the set done. We performed on Wednesday night, and it was supposed to be just that show. We weren't supposed to do anything else. Then as soon as we hopped off the stage, they were like, we want you guys to perform at the next 2 shows that we have.
He said, okay,
awesome.
Mm-hmm. He was like, Oakland is Oakland.
Yeah.
Who was on the tour?
It was
Young Blue,
the Moon Boy tour.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And Seddy Hendrix was opening. And we were brought on Seddy Hendrix's set.
And then so after that performance, we had 5 minutes, and we hopped off stage. They're like, we want you at the Oakland show. We're like, okay, cool. And then we get the lineup the next day, and they're like, plus 2, 15 minutes.
What?
Like, what?
We just jumped 10.
We gotta add about 3 more songs. And,
so we hit Being Streets Up. We were like, we need like
literally on the way to the
more
venue,
minutes.
we need these songs, and I'm not sure if you guys have a session right now. I don't know if you're busy.
So
I don't really care.
Like
they dropped
by
everything.
file.
They dropped everything. They were there first, and they pulled that through. And we were there on time and everything. And then they was just like, yeah, y'all might as well just finish out the rest of the route. Like Seattle's next.
Do a 2-hour set or
Seattle's
something.
Seattle's where we were born. We couldn't pass that up. That show was
Yeah.
amazing.
Was that your first time playing a show in Seattle?
Yes.
That must be crazy.
Yeah.
And every family member we had in
That's
Seattle.
so awesome.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
I don't think we even
before we went on stage.
Oh my gosh.
It's alive up here somewhere. It's alive on IGTV.
We just vanish out of the camera, and it's because our cousins.
And then we come back on, and it's like,
like, oh my god,
our faces were like red.
All that happened in a week. Found out about the show Monday, rehearsed
That's
Tuesday,
wild.
performed Wednesday, Thursday,
We're
traveled
home
on Friday
by
to
Sunday.
Seattle, Saturday performance, and then we left Seattle.
Yeah.
It happened so fast. I was telling them, like, I didn't get a chance to, like, really sit.
Process
like,
it,
soak in. It was our first, like, tour. It was our first tour. Yeah. And, I still cannot believe it happened.
I can't. It was so amazing.
It was so amazing. And we always talk about when we go to shows, we don't like being. I mean, I love watching people perform, but I don't like being in the audience. Like something of it makes me anxious. Like because I'm like I want to be on the stage. I need to be.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
need to be up there.
It's usually the opposite.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you get nervous before you perform at all?
I don't anymore.
No.
Wow,
And
okay.
I feel like we've done over like 100. Like it's over like 500 at this point. Like I feel like oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I think
like,
we could.
Really? So you guys have been performing for that long, just from what
Yeah.
dance and everything?
yeah, like I've been performing since I was 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Little shows, big shows by ourselves,
Yeah.
big groups, us 3.
For me,
It's just it gets me excited. It gets
the
me.
nerves
Yeah.
settle in a different
Yeah.
way. Like the nerves just feel different. I still get nervous, but it's not like
It's like an
jittery,
excitement.
more
It's like
eager,
like let's
yeah.
go, like let's
Let's
go.
get.
Yeah.
But then I think it's such a
Top
high
of the
when you're on
mountain.
stage. When
Top
you
of
get
the
on
mountain.
stage.
Top of the mountain.
Oh,
Top of the
God.
Oh my
Guys, I'm not even gonna say it. Never mind. Never mind.
I feel like having that confidence and being excited to go on stage is something like that confidence translates so well into your music, and that's one thing that like I've talked to Streets about this before, and I've talked to other people about this. Being confident on the mic is like so huge.
Yeah.
It's like one of the like I feel like when somebody starts making music, one of the biggest things, like one of the biggest red flags immediately, if they like this music isn't gonna sound good,
Right,
it's
yeah.
the confidence. Like you have to get on the mic and mean what you say
Right.
and sound like you mean what
Right,
you
yeah.
say. And I think the reason you guys are so good at that, I mean, it probably has a lot to do with your background is performing in front of people and stuff.
Definitely. That's a big thing that's pushed in dance. Like they're like, if I can't feel you moving, you're not doing it
And
right.
it kind of made it a little easier because with dance you can't speak. Like you
Yeah.
can't say, "Come on, y'all!" Like
So it's
give
like
me energy.
you have
so
to feel.
Now you
Having
can.
the
Yeah.
mic is
Yeah.
different.
You have to
Having,
transfer
like,
your energy.
Yeah, like you
Like-
have to literally feel my movement. How is that
Right.
possible? I don't
I
know,
don't know,
but
but I'll
that's-
make you do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
What were your guys' sets like on the tour? You said they were. So how did you develop a 5-minute set to a 15-minute set? Like how many songs were in the 15-minute set?
we like to chop them up. There's
Yeah.
3 of us.
Oh, okay.
We can do all 3 verses and
Yeah.
all the hooks. So it's like we'll do a hook and one person's verse,
Mhm.
and then the next song a hook and one person's verse. And we did that 3 songs the first
For the
time for
5-minute
5
set.
minutes,
Yeah.
and then we extended it. So one of the songs
We added our single back that into the 15-minute set, and then after back that, I think we tried to insert Gas City, but we wasn't feeling it, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. Like that's one of our like.
When we're
Gas-
making the set, we try to go based off of the
Popularity,
analytics and
yeah.
who's listening to what.
See, you guys are calculated. You're fucking smart.
Especially when you're performing and creating a set like that, you have to take that in.
Yeah, you
You
have to
have to
know,
really-
especiring when you know what city you're gonna be in. You gotta
Mhm.
look
Oh.
at
Knowing
what
the
they
audience.
want.
Know the
Yeah.
audience.
Because the Bay likes different music than what Seattle does. I mean,
Yeah.
they're kind of
Huh.
similar.
They're similar,
But certain places you go, they're gonna like different songs.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and being able to put that all in
It's
the
a-
right places, like
Right.
you have to set up right.
Yeah, that's why we call it. a
That
set.
also came from having to develop our them dance routines.
We
That really helped you out,
Yeah,
yeah.
We used
put you to
to
sleep now.
just be on that garage band, and this shocks me because I like Streets doesn't know like garage band. He like he
And that's
looked at
all
me
we
like I'm
work.
crazy. That's all I know. Sir,
Man.
excuse me.
Man,
What?
that's all I know.
I used to be on GarageBand confused.
Working that thing.
And now I got it. And don't nobody else know what it is. So what's the point?
You don't even use
I don't
it,
even
and you're a
use it
master at
anymore.
it. You
It's
don't
outdated
It's
now. yeah.
outdated.
Yeah.
I might as well just get Pro Tools.
But it worked for us, my baby.
even- Yeah. But to get back to what we were talking about, the
We
set.
get sidetracked. I apologize.
I know, right?
I was saying this earlier. I love it when people get sidetracked, man. It would be so boring if people just directly answer my questions.
Yeah, it's about speed and attention span.
Yeah.
Everybody's used to the scenes cutting every 12 seconds. It's probably
Oh, yeah.
shorter now. It's probably like 6 seconds. You need to cut in your videos.
Yeah.
You need to click.
And you have to do you have to grab people's attention.
And you also gotta take it. You gotta think about people don't know your songs.
Right.
You're a new
They
artist,
definitely didn't
they
know
don't
us.
know you.
And they honestly didn't come to see you.
They did not come to see us.
So it's at that time.
I think it's so good that you can put your pride aside and admit those things
Yeah.
because small artists they can't, it kills them because
Right.
they're gonna go out there and they're gonna try to perform a set
Right.
like they're a headlining artist
Right.
when they just aren't, and that's just the
Right.
reality of it. You have to understand where you are in a set list. You have to
Yeah.
understand what you're bringing to the table,
Yeah.
and if you can't deliver on that, and you're trying to deliver on what the opening artist wants,
Right.
you're just gonna kill both of you guys. It's not gonna be productive for anybody.
Exactly. I don't think a lot of people understand that though. Like
For sure.
we see like reels and we see footage of big artists going out on stage and the audience just like jumps up like they're just bouncing. But
People don't
you
see
don't
the new
notice
artists
that
out
it's
there.
like, oh, that only happened because they knew the song
Yeah.
until you're up on stage and it's like crickets.
Yeah.
Like nobody knows my song. Now I
Yeah.
have to make them do something. Like I have to give them something.
You have to
do.
figure out a way for them to know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Like-
we
like-
do, like a shock thing. Drop has this line in our song, "Show Me Love." Would you like to recite it?
I think that you know the line.
Which line? Which one? There's a couple.
She says, "You ever dance with double D titties?" And I think that was the I think that was the best line that we started our set off with. Just that it was like acapella, and
That's hella
she
smart.
would walk on stage, and all you hear is, "You ever dance with double D titties?"
yeah.
And everyone's
like, oh.
everyone's phone is down. They were like, I
fuck?
don't know if I should answer that. And
Yeah.
rhetorical. And then we walk out, we start performing, and we have like this footage. Our parents were in like the back recording, and
It's actually on our
everyone's phones
YouTube.
Yeah.
Ace of Spades Live. If you want to check it out, because
You played Ace of Spades?
Yeah,
That's sick, yeah. Good for you guys.
Oakland
Thank you.
was complex.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was. I don't know what. movie
I
that
can't
was.
tell y'all my favorite show.
I think
I was gonna ask that.
the Seattle, the
Damn.
energy was amazing because like my best friend lived in San Francisco and she goes to college in Seattle and she was like, I'm gonna miss your show like out
Aw.
here, and I was like, oh, like I'm sad because I didn't know we were gonna do Seattle yet.
Yeah.
So then I post Seattle. She's like, I'm out here. I'm like,
It's good.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just crazy. Like everything kind of worked out in Seattle. I think that was my favorite show. I'm not gonna lie. But I honestly enjoyed every single one because just touching the stage, like I've been dying for it. Like I feel like it's been so long since there's been live performances.
We
Like
haven't performed in a year.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time we hit the stage was Sacramento.
Going back to like what you guys were saying about how you come out, like asking a question like that.
Yeah.
That's something that I've always thought is really smart to do in live performances. And just talking about like artists, like opening artists. Like you have to know your role as an opening artist, no matter who you're playing for, who you're playing before, whatever. A good example of this that popped in my head when you guys said that. I saw J. Cole last night, and he brought Boss out, who's a smaller artist on Dreamville. Like I'm a fan of him, but I know like there's probably a lot of people in the audience who didn't know who he was.
Right.
So he did that same thing that you did. Like Boss has a song where like the line is like it's like, look at the drop top, bitch, stop playing with me. And then so what he did is like he was like, all right, left side you say like, look at the drop top, right side you say, bitch, stop playing with me. And what was cool about it is like it took that song that it was a Boss song that nobody really knew because they came to see J. Cole, and it kind of turned it into an interactive thing, and then they know the song.
Right.
Exactly. And it's like a put on, and that's what you have to use. You have to use your voice. If you're an artist, why not spread your music? Why not make people like it through the way that you approach it and like give it to them? Like
I mean, us being dancers, we use our movement to kind of bring people in too, like doing certain dances that are popular, or because our dance is trending, I guess.
Right.
We use that to kind of bring the audience in. I think Bend It Over got the best reaction out of all the songs.
Yeah.
Do you feel like stuff just changed a lot after you dropped Bend It Over? Do you feel like that was like the biggest like turning point so far?
I think it was definitely a
so.
confidence booster. Like
It made
took
me
me-
realize that it was like kind of like you
Possible.
have to speak to the women too.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's like majority of that song is about a woman's perspective. Like, and getting guys to sing it too, it's like, okay, I get it. Like I know what we have to do for real to
It helped us really
Make everyone-
understand who our audience was
Yeah.
or is. I think like us being tomboys, we get conflicted. Like, do I speak to the girls? Do I speak to
Right.
the guys? Because I'm not like the
I
regular
relate to
girls.
them,
I
but
don't
I
Like who's the
relate
target
to them.
audience?
Yeah, so it was like and then finally like we snagged one with Bend It Over, and it was like, okay, so that works.
yeah.
We can keep doing stuff like that.
I think that definitely changed like my thought process when it comes to writing too. So yeah.
And then it's a dance song, so there was that on top of speaking for the women.
and again, we didn't know Bend It Over was gonna work. We
Yeah.
did not know
Yeah,
that.
honestly.
We were very proud of it. We were
Yeah,
very
but
in it,
you're always proud of
our-
each song you
our
put out.
dad was like, "Are y'all sure?
Right.
Like, you sure about this?" Well, he's here.
That's
his
the thing, like
girls-
nobody knows.
So,
Yeah.
But yeah, it changed our minds because like we would send our songs to our friends and they'd be like, yeah, this is good. I want to hear more punchlines, or like, yeah, this is good. You need more conviction, or like like they would give us notes or whatever. But
That's
then,
good that they're honest with you.
right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
when Bend It Over like kind of popped, we were like, okay, so like
this the one.
Like,
Everyone was like,
we're getting better. Like this,
Yeah.
at least now we sound like
where we
official
wanna be.
artists. Like we're kind of like not just making a song. Like
Yeah.
we made a song. Like
Right.
we have a song.
When you guys see people like reacting to your music and just your social media followers, what do you feel like is your like main demographic? Do you feel like you appeal to like mostly women, or do you feel like you put a lot of guys too? Like, what kind of people do you see like reacting to your stuff?
I would say our super fans are women, and guys like to look at us. So.
Yeah.
There's that. Yeah.
That's funny. Do you guys have any plans with full length in the future? I know you just put out your last project, but do you want to put out like a full like debut studio album soon enough, or?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's in the plans for sure.
Definitely.
I'm not quite sure when.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be something that's gonna simmer in a pot for a good minute.
Yeah, it's definitely in the works.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of stuff you guys are working on right now, or are you just like waiting?
We're kind of working on singles now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, we it's whatever we're moved to do, really.
Yeah. We kind of just go
Like
like,
the energy.
yeah.
You guys stop it.
But yeah, so we're working on singles right now, and just trying to stay consistent and keep creating content for our viewers.
What excites you guys the most about the future? Like the next 5 years? Like what are your biggest goals? What do you think is like what excites you the most?
I really love performing.
Yeah,
I
was
want to
gonna
have
say.
1,000 shows under my belt in the next 5 years.
I'm honestly like, I want to know what it's like to just have the whole audience.
It's I would say it's definitely a fan base. It's definitely our supporters. Like it's amazing to have people on our social media that like talk to us about us and them.
know us
like
individually.
like
And it's like they feel
following
different
along
about
and-
themselves based off of like watching us or listening to the song. It's like it makes them have this spark, and that's why it's just amazing to see, because it's like it makes people happy.
connecting
So
with our audience. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Especially like at the shows and being able to like pass out merch and meet people. I know the pandemic is still very much a thing, but that's what I'm excited.
It sounds like tour, I guess.
Yes.
Going on tour with your sisters.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's nothing better.
I couldn't imagine.
I know.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you doing this. I love your energy. You guys are you're a lot of fun to talk to. It's a great conversation. I'm pumped to see what you guys do next, because you guys just radiate positivity, and it's good fucking music to see.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah,
Like we
thank you
said,
for having
people,
We need this.
we need this around here.
Yeah, 100%. We'll do it again soon for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you.